Archiving started.
In this video, we will present an introduction to Wireshark as part of the Introduction to Wireshark lab created for the Cipher Initiative. First, to capture packets, we can select Capture, Interfaces, and Start. And then if we browse to websites, we can see that packets are being captured in the background. We can then stop the capture packet and analyze the captured packet. However, what we're going to analyze is going to be a pre-made capture file so that we know what the actual contents are. The first thing we can do is look for our IP address. Since we're on a private network, our IP address will come from a private network range. One of these starts with the numbers 10, and therefore we can see that our IP address is 10.0.2.15. The next thing we can do is try to look for packets using the DNS protocol. Since this is such a small capture, we can tell that those two are right here. But in general, we can filter for DNS and find that the DNS query was made for the domain isis.poly.edu, and the response received from the DNS server was that this is the IP address of isis.poly.edu. Again, we can see that our computer, the source IP address, queried the DNS server here for isis.poly.edu. The next thing we can look for also is HTTP GET requests, which are requests for content. Here we can use the HTTP request method filter and we'll see that here is the request for Wireshark Lab 1.html. The second request is actually not important here. If we want to find out more information about that request, we can come down here and look at the packet in more detail. We can also notice that we have the three parts of a HTTP request. Here you have the GET method being used. This is the resource we're requesting, and here is the protocol version 1.1. The next thing we can do is look for other interesting packets by filtering out traffic. Say, for example, we wanted to see if we had any 404 not found responses indicating that what we requested was not found. We could then filter for HTTP response codes, and we could see, in fact, that packet number 11 here was an HTTP 404 not found response. Next, we're going to look at one of Wireshark's very worthwhile features, the follow TCP stream, where you can actually follow a TCP connection. We're going to follow our connection to isis.poly.edu by finding a packet in that connection. Here we're going to use the HTTP GET request. Again, follow TCP stream, and we can actually see the entire conversation. Here we made our request, and here's the response containing the contents of the site, of the page. Finally, we can look for the TCP three-way handshake for our connection to isis.poly.edu. Now that we follow TCP stream, we actually see here that there was a filter created to only contain the packets in this connection. Since the three-way handshake has to occur before any data can be transmitted, you know that the three-way handshake will be the first three packets here, where you have the SYN, SYNAC, and ACK packets. Obviously, there is much more that can be done with Wireshark, and you can use all the different filters and many other cool tools that Wireshark contains. But for an introduction, that's going to be about it. Thanks for listening, and I hope this was useful.